Hey, what's up?
I saw you have a new cap, man. You changed from like New York to LA. What's
Yeah,
happening?
bro. I was so sad. So after we are just talking about Lucario, can't get him off our tongue. Uh, all the comments was like this red hat guy, this red hat
Yeah,
guy, and then my hat was getting so old. I'm like, I'm only ever gonna wear red hats from now on. But this was the reddest I could find. So unfortunately, it's dead for now. But I'll need to rebirth it soon.
you should put it on like a Ultimate Man project, like selling hats, with the logo.
Exactly. Exactly, bro. I was actually I was looking to see if you could get custom hats. I wanted to get one that said like red hat guy and just have it on my red hat. But I don't know, maybe when I'm
Of
in
course,
America I
bro.
can find one.
Love you. Yo, thanks, man. Your interview with Jenko's fire. Yeah, I did it with Paul Jenko. I don't know if you saw it, Mark.
No, I haven't.
Really, really good. Yeah, great guy for sure.
Okay, I
Real
know I'm
game
gonna
with theory.
sound super ignorant right now, and I'm sorry about that. This name sounds really familiar, but who's Paul Jenko?
Day game legend from the like 2000s in New York. Yeah,
Okay.
he
Awesome.
was as well on a famous podcast in America. Yeah,
Awesome.
great guy.
I'm
But
sure if I saw his face, I'd probably know who it is.
he's out of the game like the last, I think, like 10 years, or more than 10 years.
Oh,
He's
okay,
married,
okay. Then I wouldn't
monogamous
know who he is.
relationship,
Yeah.
and yeah.
Oh, okay,
But
okay,
he's
okay.
now in his 50. He turns 50, I think, this year. So
Oh shit. Okay,
yeah,
I definitely have no idea who you're talking about
yeah.
there. Yeah, I don't follow like a lot of pickup people for the best of it, but yeah, old school guys I probably wouldn't know.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah,
okay,
I
pretty
titled
good.
I titled this live like real game, real theory. I wanted to go
Yeah.
with like real game, no theory, but we have to step it up here. So yeah,
Was he on Dr. Phil, or is this just a Google
yeah.
image gone wrong?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
This
Awesome,
guy.
man. Cool. I'll need to check out that interview.
Which POAs did Markus learn from or study?
Bro, I wish I had PUAs to learn from study. I didn't really know much about PUA when I started, man. I didn't even know I was PUAing when I started. I was just going out and going to clubs and shit. So, um, I kind of already started getting good, and then I became aware of people. And yeah, I guess one of the there was a guy in Sydney that was coaching Saul. So I gamed with him. We were wings for a while, and then when I met up with David Swift, who I'm now business partners with, he
Hmm.
taught me everything there is to know about fucking texting. And yeah, but my original journey was fucking solo, trying to figure my shit out for myself like a fucking idiot. So yeah, it was fortunate.
Yeah, we talked about it, guys. Just check the video I did with Markus. It was, I think, more than
Yeah,
1 year ago or something. Yeah, but you talked about
yeah,
your journey in detail. Make sure to check that out. Yeah, I mean, I
yeah,
don't know.
fun
Like,
times.
I'm for sure. Yeah, like you read game as well, like you mentioned, right? And I don't know.
Yeah,
Like,
I think I read Neil Strauss, like the game, back in the day. Like that was like before the relationship I got into for years, before I got
mm,
into game. Um, but then I think at some point I did read Mystery Method, but I think this might have been after I started coaching, even, to be honest. I can't quite
okay.
remember. Um, and then obviously now through the years, I try to consume some content here and there. So if people bring out a course or people talk about a course, like for example, after the debate with Lucario, I read Mode 1. Have you read that, the book?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. What did you think of it?
Too extreme. Too. I don't have it in my mind like correctly anymore because it's been like some years ago.
A
But
long
it was
time,
it's
yeah.
too extreme. Like it,
Hmm.
it can backfire quickly. Um, it's too being too direct in
Yeah.
certain situations, especially for guys who cannot really. And most guys are struggling to read like social dynamics in general. They don't have this social awareness. I would call it social and emotional intelligence. And
Hmm.
it can quickly backfire.
Yeah. No, fair enough. Like to be fair, I guess I went in thinking this is going to be the worst book ever. Like, holy fuck. After debating some of those guys that do
Mm,
the Mode 1 shit, like Lucario, I was
yeah.
like, this book is going to be trash. Holy fuck. And then when I listened to it, I was like, oh, dude, this is okay. Like, I think if you just put this in the hands of someone that is a complete nice guy and has never like spoken to a girl with any intent his entire life, then yeah, to me, this is okay, right? Like you give him this book and you say, look, it's okay sometimes to show some intent, be sexual. You don't have to be pussy, right? That's good. But that's where it ends. Like anyone is just by means of being on this YouTube channel and watching this like content, you're probably already way ahead of that and already know that. And
I
now
hope
it's
so.
about, okay, yeah, you hope so, right? Like now it's about how can I go, I'll talk to a girl and actually build attraction here. But the book wasn't as, yeah, I to be fair, I thought it'd be worse. Still obviously not the best, but yeah, I was expecting dog shit and got something that was, you know, half decent. So
It's always like this, and I read so many like PDF documents and books in like my whole journey, and like there are like maybe very few of them which are good, and here and there some pages are good, but I don't know, like you can throw away the 199 pages, you know. So it's always like investing much time in reading this and getting to it, and if you figured out something by your own, you know, hey, this is not working, this is working, whatever, you know. I think I was very good from the start to figure things out, which work for me.
yeah, 100%, man. Yeah, I feel the same. Like you could even speak to, like I speak to students and stuff that say some random wild shit that they've learned before and stuff like that. But I feel like everyone, like, how do I say this? Jamov, I'm sure you wrote Jamov. I know in his old community, I'm talking about back in the day, I don't know if it's still the case. He had a rule where it was like, unless you had, it might have been like 100 lead count, you cannot give any advice, you cannot say anything to anyone, right?
Yeah.
Whereas I was kind of the belief that, look, even someone with absolutely no experience or that talks a lot of shit, they might say one thing that's correct, or they might have an angle that's correct, or they might be like an expert in a very niche, small area. So yeah, I am kind of the belief that like, look, I'll go out there and listen to anyone, I'll try it out, and if it works for them, I'll see if it works for me or it works for my students. Yeah, there's sometimes a nugget of gold in a pile of shit.
Yeah. On the other hand, it's about like quality as well of girls, you know, because I know guys as well who are above 100, but there it's either only from online, only from Tinder, you know, no cold approach experience at all. If you would throw them in a club or in a like cold approach situation, they wouldn't know what to do, and they're still like, I don't know, in their 150s, like 200 day counts, you know. So
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, there's, I mean, I have some students that are really, really like good at Tinder, and I just fucking, yeah, just like said, struggle with any form of like social pressure whatsoever. So yeah, it's important to be well rounded.
I mean, if Paul Jenkins said it's too direct, and then you can believe it's too direct, because he used to run like direct short. Yeah, it's like direct short interactions, you know, quick number close. Back in the days, I mean, in the mid 2000s, number closing was a big thing, you know, bigger thing than nowadays, of course. So yeah. We should definitely check him out. He's very like rational, I think, and never did any like weird pickup lines and stuff like that. So very, very grounded.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I may check it out, man.
Yeah. If you're pulling and the girl says, I don't sleep with guys on first date, I'm not a slut, what is the best strategy?
I tend to just agree with them, right? I think like anytime a girl gives you an objection, I think the worst thing you can do is instantly try to solve it or instantly like argue back at her. I think the best thing that lowers a girl's defense is just agreeing. So here I would say like, yeah, I mean, of course not. Like, look, holy fuck, if I was a girl and I had to deal with these guys in this city, whatever city you're in, or deal with these guys on this app if you're on a Tinder date, like, yeah, I mean, of course not. That's the last thing I would do is like look to be sleeping with these fucking morons on the first night. Either the sex is going to be incredibly awful, they're going to get like needy in love, want to see you again, or they just like validate themselves with sex and bounce and never see you again. So yeah, don't. So I validate them with that. You shouldn't do it. Okay, you let her accept that. You maybe she talks a little bit, and then I'd usually follow up with, "But I'm not one of those guys." All right, you can already see that, right? There's something, there's something different here, and that would be like my angle to try, I guess, change her mind on this.
Yeah, I mean, the worst thing you guys can do anyway to logically argue with her, you know, hey, blah blah, whatever, and that always backfires. Like your strategy is pretty good. Like put yourself into the girl's shoes, you know, and say, hey, all these other guys are like this. I would be as well as a girl. But with me, you're safe, kind of. You know, I'm different. It's a good strategy to run. It also depends like how she says it. You know, like guys never pay attention to her subcoms. You know, like the way how does she say it? I remember in Budapest when I was in the club, like it was late before club was closing. A girl from Finland, she was just saying the same thing. Like at the very where I was about to push, she was like, "Oh, I'm not the kind of girl," and I just smiled and I said, "Me neither." And then just took her and pulled. That's it. You know, it's like, or another situation. I was with 2 friends. We pulled 2 girls. Actually, for them, I just helped them somehow pulling those girls. And in the flat, the girl like sitting next to me and my friend sitting next between my friend and mine. She was like, "No, I don't want to sleep with him." Blah blah whatever. And I was like to my friend, he was already like, you know, some guys they have like a short how do you say, a span of then okay, leave it, you know, like fuck it. They don't want to deal with any objections and nothing, you know. They give up quickly. I said, "Hey, just let me handle it. Just give me 2 minutes. I will do it for you." And I just whispered in her ear, I said, "Hey, you like him, right?" And you know, like sex is a natural thing. Everybody does it. It's not a big deal. She was actually like, yeah, it was her sister. The other one was her sister, right? That was her sister. And I just said things like this. 2 minutes later, she was kissing with him, went to the room. You know, it was like, "Hey, Pat, you want to fuck her as well?" I said, "No, man, I'm good."
Oh, you should have got in there. Yeah, it's a really good point. I think there's often like 2 types of ejections, the way I see it. There's one that is real, and you never want to argue, but you can deal with this in a logistical manner. Like, for example, if the girl says, "Oh, I have my friend's keys and I can't leave with her keys," then that's not like an emotional objection, obviously, right? Like you deal with that, you say, "Okay, let's find your friends, let's give them the keys." Whereas I feel like there's some RSD guys would be like 2-second adventure. And it's like, "But the keys, I just need to give it 2-second adventure." And then there's the other form of objection where girls are just, they don't want to be needy. It's like an emotional objection. It's like, I don't want to sit here and say, "Yes, Pat, I want to like go home with you right now. And there's like nothing I'd love to do more." So they might just give like a, "Oh, I probably shouldn't," or, you know, "It's not, I'm not that type of girl." And yeah, if it's an emotional objection, you can just deal with it emotionally, right? Like you can just grab her and be like, "Yes, we shouldn't do this. It's so bad," and you can leave. Whereas I feel like a lot of guys get those 2 mixed up quite a bit.
I mean, it's the same. I remember with your situation where we were in a club and one girl lost her belt or something, and we were about to pull, and she was like, "No, I have to find my belt. I have to find my belt." And this messed up like the whole emotional state, you know, the whole sexual state she was in from 1 to 0, from 100 to 0, and I was like, you have to deal with those kind of things, but not like you said. It was like, RSD, "Hey, come on, let's have fun, And she's like, "No, fuck you. I want to have my belt." And then I just said, "Hey, you know what? Right tomorrow, I know guys here. I know the bouncers and stuff like that. I'm sure they will find your belt because just last week, my brother lost his wallet. You know, I made up a story, of course. Last week, my brother lost his wallet, and I know guys here. They I don't know how it's called in English. You know, where they have this office of found like lost things.
Lost and found. Yeah,
lost and found. I said, "Hey, tomorrow I'm going back because I have to come anyway back here to the club, and we'll just ask for your belt. I'm 100% sure they will have it." And she was like, "Oh, okay, cool." And then we went. And then afterwards, it was never ever a topic again.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Nice. It's perfect.
These kind of things.
Yeah.
What do we have? Jay will give credence. Yeah, I think he did last life as well. Like, you know, even if you're not cool with those guys.
Me and Jay more of a secret lovers, okay? Don't tell anyone, all right? We're not live, are we? Yeah, me and Jay more of secretly in love, okay? So I'm glad he's talking nicely about me.
You were solid, but you and I are different. But as I Wizard's discovery is coming to my area for a bootcamp this summer, do you think it's worth it? Where's your area, man? Just type it in. I don't know, but yeah, he's talking about Shawn Michael. I assisted a bootcamp with him in Manchester 2 years ago. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
You have to decide for yourself, man. Like at the end of the day, it's yeah.
What's discovery? What does this mean?
Just a name. Shawn Michael is his name. Like back in the days, like Mystery and Love Drop and Matador and stuff. You know, that's PUA names.
I get you. All right. Do you have a PUA? Oh, you do.
No.
Is it unveiled?
Pat Real Intentions, but yeah, it's just Pat actually. Like Real Intentions it's my company. So
Pat Real Intentions. All right.
I don't even know how I can. Yeah.
PWI. What the fuck? I'm too
P
tired.
to
PWI.
P to 6. Like if
Penis. Peanut. No, I'm kidding. Bro, I need a pickup name. I feel like I'm left out of the loop here.
yeah, I don't know, something with Red Hat guy or something.
Yeah, exactly, man.
When the girls are asking, hey, what is your
Red Hat.
name? What is your name?
Red
Red
Hat.
Hat.
Yeah. That's me. Okay. From
We had a
now on,
question up here, but
I need a cool name like Discovery.
Here, I think, how two girls during a day game and move the interaction forward after opening. Just,
go for it, bro.
You're asking for a whole game plan, man. It's
how do you close? How do you game?
It's like you have to like give me a specific situation, give us a specific situation, then we can help more for sure. But it's like asking, hey, how do you exactly? How do you close? Like how do you, like?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for guys asking this question that they're probably struggling with is probably emotion, is what I'm guessing. I think that a lot of people that ask this question, they probably have the verbals, so they've got like their opener ready or like maybe something to say afterwards. I tend to find the biggest issue with hooking and like getting the girl actually invested or interested is you don't need attraction. Okay, get that out of your head. Like you can hook guys, you can hook a grandma, you can hook anyone. You don't actually need attraction, but you need immersion. This girl needs to be curious. She needs to feel something. If it's just a boring open, then you're never hooking. The girl doesn't give a fuck. She might pity pat you and say like, "Oh, that's very sweet." So yeah, create like biggest immersion's curiosity. So open loop shit. Hey, where are you from? She says, "I'm from X." Oh, that tells me a lot about you, right? She's like, what does it say? She doesn't have to be into you. She doesn't have to be attracted, but like now you've created some emotion. So it's a super broad fucking question. But if I was to give you like one thing that maybe might help is, just make sure you're focusing on like creating attraction between you and the girl.
I mean, I think I don't mistake it like with this typical like nagging and shit like that. Like typical pickup artists like do. Oh, I saw like, I don't know, French nails. Oh, I'm not into French nails, whatever, and stuff like that. But yeah. Wait, I live near Vancouver, Canada. Is coming to Calgary. Okay, guys, who's the most underrated guy out there? Us for sure, man. Like.
True. Yeah, I mean, depends what you mean by rated. Like often the guys, I hope I'm not throwing shade at anyone right now, but often the guys that I see out there with like massive channels and shit, they're just like really awesome marketers, right? Like the measurement of how good someone's coaching is or how good someone's game is isn't like the amount of followers. Unfortunately, I wish that was the way the world worked. But it's just marketing. Like if you have a really good marketing team or you're personally like a great marketer, I've seen some pickup guys out there with dog shit advice that are just like, I'm envious of how well they market themselves. And I guess that's something I need to work on. I'll speak for myself there. But so there's a lot of underrated guys out there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the thing is for me, like the more subscribers somebody has, the less legit somehow, you see it all over YouTube, like all those guys with like 200K up followers talking so much dog shit, and of course it's about like if you want to say, hey, you have to market yourself better, it's always, I think, a position where how much of like, I wouldn't say credibility, but how much you have to water down your content kind of to get more mainstream, because pickup is still not that mainstream. You can jump, of course, on the track of, hey, how do you get your ex-girlfriend back, stuff like that, which is obviously like something which, more mass how do you say, mass adoptive, to the typical guy. It sells better, but it's bullshit at the end of the day, stuff like that.
Yeah, I think, to be fair, I think I am going to try to adopt some more bullshit in my content. The way I see it is like a lot of my content is targeted towards like guys that are in this. So whether you're like even beginner, but like especially like moderate advanced guys, like it is very targeted. Like someone that I just pull off the street that I show my videos to, they're probably, what is DHV? What do you mean by like? But you do narrow yourself. You are niching yourself pretty hard. And that's something that I'm coming to terms with this year. And I think like what I'm going to look to do is keep like majority of my content to like more sort of pickup guys or moderate advanced guys, but then like have a little bit more of a funnel. I do want to do some more videos where it's just some bullshit advice that maybe my audience is like, are we kidding yourself, Marcus, here? Like, we already know this. But having like 20% of that can just bring in like more mainstream people. And then through my content, they can get better at better and then like narrow them down a little bit more to, you know, more of my interesting content. It feels annoying for me to have to do that, but I've kind of come to that realization that if I want to help more people, I probably have to like up my marketing here and have some like more mainstream videos. So yeah, guys, if you see me out there talking about how to look a girl in the eyes or something, yeah, then that's why.
Yeah, how to correctly wear a red hat while
exactly
banging a girl. I don't know. But yeah, I think you said it very well. I mean, I started as well. Like sometimes when I upload videos, I think like, wow, this video will do very good, you know, because I was like, I don't know, video how to set up a threesome over text. Yeah. And these things like or two specific things achieve like the least viewers somehow, because it's very like niched down at the end of the day. Yeah. And for me, doing content, too general content, I'm always thinking like, why should I talk about it? Like guys will think like I'm like getting, I don't know, like it's ridiculous for me to talk about things like this, you know. But then on the other hand, as you said, like there are many new guys out there, and for them it's like, oh, what is DHV? What is I don't know, open loop? What is building attraction? What is hooking? What is last minute resistance? Stuff like that. So you have to really be too general, and I don't like it myself, like uploading some reaction videos or some shorts, which I started again recently. I'm like often like, this is like bullshit content actually for me personally, but somehow it gets the most views. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, something I've realized is most of the YouTube audience out there, except for the audience right now, you guys are the best, okay? Remember that. Most of the YouTube audience out there is not looking for help. They're actually not looking for advice. What they're looking for is either cope or entertainment. And so there's some YouTubers out there that deliver amazing fucking cope. Like if you look at, who are those guys? Fresh and Fit, right?
Yeah.
I haven't seen too much of the content, but everything I've seen, it just feels like some cope. It's like, hey, let's all get in a room and complain. Okay, this is going to feel really nice. Let's all, hey, come join. We're going to put some women up here that you don't like, and we're going to yell at them, and we're going to complain some more. And so it feels really nice and it's entertaining, but you don't learn anything, right? But yeah, I mean, it's what a lot of people are looking for. So it's unfortunate, but
yeah, it's sad but true.
Yeah. But look, the guys that are looking to actually improve and are looking to get content, there is content now for you to do that, and you will improve and you will get better and you'll be happier. So for the guys that are doing that, awesome. But yeah, if you're just looking to jerk off to some cope, there's plenty of content out there for that.
Yeah, it's the same as the guy mentioned, the trend with the Hawk 2 girl, for example. It lasted like, I don't know, for even like a half year or something. You know, like people reacted and things like this, which is like pure entertainment, you know, or like Fresh and Fit throwing out girls like of the podcast and stuff like that with some catchy titles, and guys not really looking for any advice, you know. Like if you check their show, like a 3-hour show, there's maybe one little advice guys can use somehow, which is as well too much in my eyes, too much of an extreme, you know, too much like women hating shit, which doesn't get you laid at the end of the day, which turns you more and more into an incel. But yeah.
100%, yeah. Just I feel like their advice is like, go make money and then yell at women. I feel like that's
on the other hand, I'm always telling guys, like I did in the last live with Scotty, that I think this is the best era because guys are always complaining about, oh, I wish I would have been born like 50 years ago, 60 years ago, where women were feminine and this and that, and there was no Instagram, whatever, no social media. And I'm telling guys, like, you wish you wouldn't be in that era, trust me, because if you check that testosterone levels, and there was an article, a research article by Reuters, they published, it was, I think it was from 2015, but they said like in the year 2000, the average testosterone level of a guy was 655, I think, nanogram per deciliter. And this was the average level. And in 2015, it went down to 455. So that means like 10 years later, in 2025, must be around like 350 or something. So almost a half from 2000 to 2025, you know, and it drops year by year. And of course, like doctors and researchers, they're unclear of why it is, but many they are still arguing. They say it's of course because once the processed food, all this chemical
Fatties,
shit.
yeah.
And on the other hand, that men do more and more of a woman's work. Like of course the service sector took over like since the I think the 70s. At least I learned in school that the service sector is like 70%. The industrial sector is like 20%, and 10% is the agriculture. And of course, like you sit in a warm office, you have your laptop, you're doing nothing else. Then the only physical work you do is like getting your ass up to take a piss, during work. And of course, like what do you think? Like where testosterone should raise? Like just because you go like 3 times to the gym, That's why back in the days, like men didn't even have to go to the gym. They were all lean, muscular. If you look at pictures from your grandpa, even your father, they looked way different than nowadays. Way more healthy.
Yeah, I think,
both
yeah,
men and
100%.
women.
I think, yeah, that sedentary lifestyle, like if you are eating junk food, if you're sitting your ass at home, if you're facing absolutely zero adversity, or that you're like stressed, but it's like work stress and not like physical stress, then yeah, I mean, your testosterone is just going to drop. It's as simple as that. And not only that, I'm sure there's a lot of other mechanisms that are going on your body and mind that are having like an adverse effect as well. Well, 100% there is. I always see this in our students, right? Like you might even see this in yourself. I'm talking to the audience out there. When you have a period where you're like going out, you're testing yourself, you're working out, you're eating well, you're sleeping well, you feel so much stronger and confident and masculine and dominant. Like you notice that. So yeah, I mean, don't be one of these fucking lazy fucks sitting on a couch with testosterone that's fucking lower than your grandmother. Okay, it's not a good way to live.
Yeah, true. I mean, one of the best summers I had last year was like when I was 1 week helping out, like cutting trees, moving furnitures, helped repairing the car and stuff like that. I did like a real job, like which was normal back in the days, like, and in this 1 week I felt like really, really good. I didn't have to go to the gym. There was no phone distraction, stuff like that. But I felt inside of me like, hey, there is for sure like it's for sure true what they're saying out there when you do like certain works. But I think society has to shift as well again back into because I think it's the fault as well of society discrediting physical work. They say, oh, just because you're doing physical work, you assume to be less intelligent, than some guy in the office, and things like this. So they should pay more again to those people. And I think, they should shift back if you want to save this society somehow and humankind.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, well, like I think there's probably a balance there where for like an advanced society, having a lot more people working in kind of tech office jobs, things like that is probably going to be important. But yeah, at the same time, like if you are an IT guy out there, like, yo, go play fucking sport, go out and game. Like there's so many things you can compensate. Like if you have an office job, like even for myself, like I spend a lot of time fucking in front of my computer coaching and working on things, like, of course. But it doesn't mean that you have to be like destined to have low testosterone beta energy because you have to sit down in front of a computer. Like there's so many things you can compensate for that. So yeah, I think
even game raises your testosterone,
100%. Yeah. Any form of like that type of diversity, any form of socialization, even winning. There was a study that was that said people that win video games tend to have like a slight increase to testosterone and a slight decrease when they lose a game. So even that level of competition, even when it's virtual and not the best, right? But it's probably the worst type of winning you could have. Even that affects it. So 100%. Get out there and be social.
Yeah. Because nowadays it's getting like everybody who tries to be competitive, it's like, you're going against the flow, you're going against I don't know, like or dynamics, whatever, and they try to demonize being competitive, but it's in every man's nature to be like this.
100%. Yeah. I mean, it's part of how we are, and that's why like sometimes you see kids and shit, and people expect like little boys not to fight. Like, fuck it, it's a part of their upbringing. Like, let them bicker and fight and do their shit, and it's important. Like, dude, they're fucking. Now I'm gonna start like an anti-woke thing. They're fucking like awards that everyone gets a fucking award, no one's allowed to lose and bullshit like that. Like, people should learn how to fucking lose and then have the confidence to realize, okay, that doesn't affect who I am. I'm going to get up and I'm going to fucking try again, and I'm going to improve myself. Dude, I think we're going to start to see it in game with the younger guys that are coming through that are just never going to want to face any type of rejection whatsoever, right? It's, dude, like our grandparents were just saying, they went to war and shit. And then like, you know, us, like me growing up, I was like, oh man, approaching's tough. I think like we're probably 2 generations away from, if I approach and I get rejected, I need therapy for the next 3 years. Like it's people need to learn to fucking lose, right? They need to learn to, shit happens. You got to get up and get over it.
I mean, we are a wave, like already, like we are Gen X, Gen Z, you know, is the generation after us, and they grew up in a different era, and that's what I'm saying. Like when we started, or at least when I started, there was no social media yet. There was no Tinder, no online dating, which would have maybe, if I would be younger nowadays, like of course I would start probably with online dating, you know, because this is something which where I face the least rejection anyway in person. There is no really rejection in person, you know, and I'm safe behind the screen, basically. I'm safe behind my phone, and I would start out like this probably as well. But in my case, there was nothing. It was just, hey, cold approach the girl, you know. There was no social media to text her, hey, I saw you in the club yesterday in this red skirt, but I had no balls to approach you, whatever. But you had to get out there. You had to get out of your comfort zone, and this is how it started.
I feel like there's a bigger barrier to entry for cold approach now, and I think it's a good thing. Like if you're a guy out there that wants to fucking cold approach, like it can be a good or a bad thing the way you look at it. Like it is really, really tough, but because it's so tough, no one's fucking doing it, and because it's so tough, when you do it, girls just think you have so much fucking balls. Like holy shit. If it was easy, like for example, Tinder, you run into those problems, right? Now you go on Tinder, yeah, girls are swiping knowing you, right? Like they don't give a fuck. If you're not good looking enough, if you're not capturing their attention, they don't care. Whereas it's a little bit different when you're in person, right? You go open in person and now like you can be less good looking and still build attraction a lot easier than you will on Tinder. So yeah, every time when I was younger and I was like, this is really tough to do, I always thanked the universe for that. Thank you for making this tough, because as an average looking dude, I can make this work right now. So yeah, it's helpful.
I mean, nowadays I'm happy that it was tough for me back then, because yeah, otherwise I wouldn't have learned things.
That's why, yeah.
Yeah, but I wanted to say as well. I forgot my thoughts now, but I'm getting old, man. I say like, but that's exactly. Now I have it back. That's why I said like this era is the best, as you said. Like if you have like some cold approach skills down, you don't even have to be really good at it. Just some sort of cold approach skills are already good. In this era, look at your competition. There are like some fanboys, you know, some fanboys. This is your competition. Like that's why I'm saying this is the best era to start actually with the game. You are actually the best era ever, because to all the guys like 50 years ago, trust me, you would have been wiped out. Your whole species wouldn't exist anymore, because the guys 50 years ago, they had 3 times of your testosterone level. You wouldn't stand a chance, you know.
Sure. Yeah.
So not even 100%. With cold approach skills, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, be grateful that you live in that era. Crazy how dweebs with 0 skill get a bunch of followers, views, but these 2 guys really been through the game and got the results. They're now sharing the gold. Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it. That's why we're here, Willem. Word up, man. Pat, if you're surrounded by women at work environment and you just got to be there, it lowers your testosterone for sure. I wouldn't say so. Like at the gym, for example, you're surrounded as well by women. Of course, the more beautiful, the more I think. I mean, if you're at the gym, for example, let's say you're surrounded by beautiful women, you are somehow your body says, "Hey, do this one more rep," you know, just for the sake of it, because you want to impress. Things I see the other way around, actually, you know. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, it depends. It depends what you're doing at work, right? Like, if there's a bunch of women around you and you feel like you got to be a little pussy around them and act like a nice guy because you're at work and you don't want to get like fucking fired or some shit, it's probably not going to be a great thing. But if you're like, I used to be a nurse when I was younger. All I did was work around fucking women. It can be amazing, because now you always have like sexual energy running the fuck through you, because there's always like, you know, women around. And yeah, it's just about like the way you react to the situations. So being around women isn't a problem at all, as long as you're not acting like a pussy. But if being around women forces you to be like this, now you're like, but yeah, it's not going to be a good thing. So you just got to choose the way you react to it.
Yeah. Red Pill Con describes lots of problems correctly, but offers no solutions. Exactly, because they are not there for providing you solutions. They like to have guys in the loop, in a constant loop, of complaining, because this is what attracts guys, to tune in at the end of the day. Oh, another YouTube video about women are shit and women, I don't know, are this and women are that. Yeah, PAs should try to understand the problems men face today better and then offer their solutions to it. These guys are not really PUAs,
Yeah, I mean,
PUA,
that's
they
a
were
fair
better word.
It's a fair argument by Steph there. It's probably true. I think I hate the word pickup artist, right? But as a PUA community, yeah, we probably could do a better job at understanding guys first and like realizing their struggles first and then addressing them. I think that would probably invite a lot more people into the space. I guess the reason that I don't waste time on that is, yeah, I feel like my role is guys have already come in. They've figured out what the problems are. They don't want to have anyone like to cry on their shoulder anymore. And now they want to like figure out how to get it sorted. And then we kind of like work through that. And there's mindsets holding them back for sure. We work through those. But I'm just, I feel like there's enough guys out there that are there to, and actually, do you know what? It's not even understanding the problem, number one. And it's not like understanding the problems men face. Like a lot of it actually, to be fair, isn't even that accurate. Like a lot of the problems that Red Pill bring up, I don't think are actual problems. Like when they say women are just after you for your money, like that's the only thing they care. That is so rare and uncommon. That's actually not the problem men face, right? Like unless you're living in Miami and looking out for those types of women, like even in Eastern Europe with like Ukrainian girls and shit, with my students that are foreigners there, even they aren't looking for like money and shit like that. Like it is so rare to find. So I think like the real problem men face, honestly, is that growing up, they have less and less social circles that they can actually be involved in. I think men are looked down upon for expressing any sort of masculinity. I think men are kind of forced to, one, not be masculine, but then when they act feminine, it's also bad. So they can't actually share their feelings now. They can't express how they what's going on. I think these are the real problems. Like I feel like Red Pill just point to women. Like they don't actually understand the male problem as the way it is. So, but I agree with her point. I think as PUAs, we could probably do a much better job at showing that we understand where guys are coming from with their struggles to begin with.
Yeah, but I think we offer plenty of solutions. At the end of the day, more than those Red Pill
of course, yeah,
podcasts and all these other weird guys. Markus, you're gonna grab Lucari by the throat like he did the bodybuilders in the club at one time.
Oh, that's so fun. That's too direct, bro. He'd if I gave him that much compliance, he'd have to have sex with me because like literally it's all he cares about. Like he doesn't see the world, okay, by color, okay. He doesn't see the world by race, and he doesn't see the world by looks. All right, that's what he's told us before. If there's a really ugly, fat girl that has zero respect for herself or the world and she's an awful human being, bro, as long as she gives compliance, he's in. So if I was to go up to Lucario, grab him by the throat, okay, I got to be careful because I know he's closing me at that point. So yeah, probably not, but thanks for the question.
You can't just pull up his like fat wife's picture, man. You won the debate already. I wouldn't say anything. That's it. I'm out, man.
Listen, she's not debate. Fat, okay? She's compliant. All right, she's compliant. Let's be fair.
Okay, what do we have? What was the biggest lessons takeaways from Brad P? Brad P was a long time ago as well, like 2000.
You interviewed Brad Pitt?
No, not Brad Pitt. It's Brad P, man. It's Brad P.
I'm looking all these guys up as you say them.
No, Brad P. I did a video as well. Brad P is facing 35 years prison, actually. He has his hearing. Yeah. He has his hearing. I think it would have been in February, but I think it was like postponed. But he was one of the guys, I think, one of the few legit guys from back in the days. I would say like openers. He called it shockers, like kind of when you open a girl. He was famous for his horse girl opener. Hey, are you the girl like from my class back in the days? You liked horses, whatever. sorry, I made fun of you, blah blah and shit. I don't know how the opener went, but anyway, it was like some emotional,
funny.
like setting some emotional highs right at the opener, already. They're kind of like open loop openers. This as well, it was more of a, I think, more of a like a method which was better than mysteries. I think not that robotic. No, more of more sexual tension based. Because mystery was more like, I never saw like this real like creating sexual tension in like mysteries, like words and verbals. So that's for sure. And he talked about, actually this was what was Scotty about to mention, niche maxing kind of thing. If you're attracted, I don't know, let's say you're attracted to gothic girls, or you're, I don't know, into these hippies, Woodstock hippies or whatever, then you have to dress yourself accordingly. You have to fit in to get this kind of like girls who are into the stereotype.
Yeah, man. Well, sorry, I'm so curious. What is he being charged with, or what happened?
Well, I don't like 3 things, like some, I don't know, money laundering, but I'm not sure now. I did a video on it. I'm not sure anymore.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
But he was as well like basketball trainer. He was a social worker. He was musician. Like, he did
money
many
launderer. Yeah, damn, crazy.
He was. I think he was a nurse as well one time, but I'm not sure anymore.
Oh wow, fucking hell, he's done it
Maybe
all.
working in that environment. I'm not sure. Yeah, but
Yeah. Oh man. Alrighty.
PA should ask themselves why these fraud RP coaches get more attention. Don't blame men in general that they're lazy, but try to understand man's issues better. POA of red pill, but try to care about man.
Yeah, I mean, look, I get what you're saying, Steph, and I mostly agree. The problem is, I mean, how would you describe it, right? So say we look at the fitness industry. This is usually the comparison I have, right? If you have a bunch of women that are overweight, and then they're going to social media and being like, beauty standards or social construction, okay, I am beautiful and healthy the way I am, and this girl's like fucking 200 pounds or some shit. I think that is a good estimate. I don't know how to use pounds. And then there's like fitness channels that are like, hey, here's how to lose weight, blah, blah, blah. All these channels that are like, men are disgusting, okay? The way they pick women based on the way they look, how dare they, okay? That is messed up. They should love me whether I'm 200 pounds or 70 pounds. I don't know what the weights are. Like, that's what should matter. And then it feels like you're going to those fitness channels and being like, hey, I feel like you guys should be like more like the other people that kind of talk about the beauty standard stuff. It's like, we're a fitness channel. We're here to, like, if you want to lose some weight, that's what we're here for. Like, come join us. Now, I agree that maybe should be more of a balance here. I think like maybe the fitness channel should have some videos or have some statements about how difficult it is, right? How it's sometimes we use food as like coping mechanisms. You could probably talk about how access to food is difficult in terms of like it's really easy to get unhealthy food and like certain habits. I think that's awesome. And I think as PUAs, we should do a better job of saying like, look, we understand where men are coming from and it's really tough and it's really hard to get out here, and here are some steps. And I feel like we do that a little bit. But at the end of the day, like, listen, I'm here for when guys are ready and want to come in and learn how to get better. And if you don't, I might use the word lazy. I might say that you just want to cope. This is going to get into like an argument about like free will, I guess. But look, I get it. At the end of the day, there's a lot of influences that put them in that position, and I'll do my best with that. But at the end of the day, I'm here to help the guys that want to be helped, and that's what I'll do.
Yeah, and I think, as you said, like first of all, this might give you a good content now, man. Good topics to talk about, because you said you want to go more mainstream. Now you have it.
We
have some topics, man. But
true,
as you said before, like these guys realize already that something is wrong, and that's why they're coming to us, because with these like what the red pill coaches do is basically like they say, hey, you're, I don't know, this and that, but they don't offer the solution, as Steph wrote before. They try to blame somebody else because it's always easier than to blame yourself, kind of, about your own situation. And they use like scapegoats, women as scapegoats, you know. But those men who come to us, they realized, hey, something is wrong. I need help. I'm doing something wrong. So I'm not like, I don't know, this would take too much of time, I think, to do a separate, like, hey, guys are doing this and that wrong. Here is the solution, you know. I think content-wise, it would take too much of like the whole spectrum. It would be too big. Yeah. What are your best tips to get more carpools? Moved back with my family. I can't pull home anymore.
Damn.
I used to do carpools, many carpools. My mom's Skoda Fabia.
Oh,
I don't advise it for guys who are above, like, 6'2" or something, because it's fucking fucking in a car.
Enough room. Yeah, bro. Dude, carpools, that brings back memories. Holy shit. Oh man, it's just like the most uncomfortable thing. Well, a lot of my logistics of carpools was just I'd take the girl out of the car, bend her over the car, and have sex that way, because there's not enough room. But I think the biggest thing I tell guys here with like public pools, or, you know, whether it's bathroom or car, whatever it is don't make this your plan B, make it your plan A. So what I mean by that is, if you're on a Tinder date, or if you're pulling a girl from a club, whatever it is, don't say like, oh fuck, is your place available? No. Oh, look, I live with my parents right now, but I've got like my car here, I guess. Like, that's not very sexy at all. What I like to do is bring around that idea of like voyeurism, about like public sex, about like that anticipation. So here I'd say, like, have you ever had public sex before? Like, what do you think about it? Now, if she says no, then you move on to your experience. If she says yes, then find out that experience, talk about it. Fuck, that's so hot. Now, when she asks you, talk about a time, right? Talk about how you like it. Talk about how, imagine, right, that feeling, the adrenaline, like you're almost getting caught. Like, oh, for me, it's like one of the best things to let a girl experience, right? I love that feeling on her face when she's about to come, and now she's like not sure if she's going to get caught. That's really exciting for me. And now when you're walking to your car and you have these thoughts, like, now you can escalate, lead it there, and it just doesn't feel like a dodgy, I'm a poor guy, like, then, you know, I have to live with my parents right now, some shit, and it's a plan B.
Yeah, this goes for club pools the same, actually. If you're pulling to toilets, same way, you know. By the way, as you mentioned it, I got caught actually, like, twice. I was once in the field, like, with the car, and somebody was knocking from outside. I was like, what the fuck, man? Like, did you like watch us the whole time? Or something? The girl's like naked, she opens, like, hey, what do you want? It could have been a serial killer or something in the fields out there, you know. It's like,
yeah, Jesus. See, exciting, fun.
Casey Redbeard exposed the girl that Locario gets in their debate. They were all old and below average in looks. Yeah, most of them. You just have to check the girls that are getting at the end of the day, man.
Yeah, I mean, he admits this. Like, this isn't even like an exposed thing. Like, he said, like, I just asked him, and he said looks don't matter to him, right? He would rather take, I forget what my question was, but he'd rather take a 4 that was compliant than a 10 that was difficult to get. Like, it is not an exposed. Like, he just straight out said his strategy is just go up, tell the girl you want to take her home, or that you really like her, and filter out all the ones that say no, and then the ones that are left are probably butt ugly, but as long as they're compliant to you, that's what feels good to him. So if that's what he wants to do, he can do it. It's chill. It's just like, to teach that, I think your niche is going to be really small. I mean, what guys out there are like don't think looks matter? I mean, there's probably a few, and it's great, but like, yeah, to teach that is just like crazy.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, as Bill Murray said, the actor, it's difficult to debate one as a smart person, but it's nearly impossible to debate a dumb person, you know, who's not really willing, because debates, they require that you have some sort of, okay, maybe the guy might be right, or at least try to understand his point of view as well, you know.
Yeah, I think you cannot
debate the guy. Yeah, you cannot debate the guy when 2 + 2 is 4, and he says 5.
Yeah, 100%. Like, yeah, I'd never speak to him ever again one-on-one. Like, say we're just hanging out or some shit. It just like goes, it doesn't even go in one ear and out the other. Like, it doesn't even make it to the first ear. But like having an audience to kind of see that, yeah, he just likes ugly women that are compliant. I mean, it's helpful to point that out.
Yeah, if I had Markus accent, it would be master PUA.
True. Yes, this took many years to learn. Okay, I'm not actually Australian. All right, I was Yeah, actually, no, never mind. Don't worry about that. But yeah, this can be learned. Okay, I'll teach you. Don't worry, young villain. You'll be one of us very soon.
You just need a good microphone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, without this, we've got like a super high pitched voice or some shit. Yeah.
Besides these two beasts here, Brad Pitt, John Cena, and Bad Boy were better than the other guys out there. Yeah, John Cena I liked as well. Yeah, many things I learned from him. Swing Cat I would put in from the old guys. Who else? I know maybe Richard Larina because he's more like grounded, more yeah. I never liked these over the top guy, like pickup guys, with these like canned materials and I don't know, weird shit. Yeah.
I'm gonna sound a bit ignorant here, but when you say like these old guys and things you liked about don't like, are we talking about did they just have like a bunch of content like articles, books, things they wrote, or do they have like infield that you saw? How would I find out more about these dudes?
They had infills as well in their paid programs.
Okay, yeah.
Some of them, most of them, just books, PDFs, infield reports, and stuff like that. Like
cool.
PDF documents. I don't know. This is how it worked back then.
Nice, awesome.
Yeah. When you're going, oh, we had this already. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know, man. Scotty around. I don't know, man. I think he sleeps. Now it's I think 8 o'clock there, 8 in the morning.
Yeah, we had to do time zone good for all of us, and I think he got the short end there, so he had to get up early.
Oh, guy, David, yeah, in German. Hey, Pat, very fresh. Date number 130 today at 10 o'clock, home office. I think you mean lay, right? I know. I pulled up the testimonial once of one of my students who laid 113 girls in 2 years. Yeah,
nice, awesome.
Yeah.
Good numbers. Nice.
Yeah. I don't know where Scott is, man. Yeah. But to go back here, besides that, I mean, I used to watch, like when I was in high school, there was a Mystery Method VH1 coming out, I think 2007, 2008.
Yeah, I saw some of that. Yeah.
But I think it has bigger impact in the US than in Australia or in Europe, I mean, at least I feel that way.
Bro, did you ever see the show Keys to the VIP?
Yeah.
Who was the guy? There was one guy on there.
Derek Cajun.
Cajun? Yeah. Was that the dude? Bro, he was good. Whatever happened to him?
Yeah. He's a pickup coach, actually.
He's still doing it?
I don't think so, but he worked for Love Systems. He was quite good as well. Yeah, he was quite good as well.
From what I've heard about Love, have you heard much about Love Systems, or do you know much about it?
I don't know what happened to them. I don't know. Like Scotty has better news for sure.
Okay. Yeah. I've had students that come from there. It's so interesting. Like I just hear about other companies when students are like, oh, I do the coaching with there. I'm always curious. I'm like, how did you find it? Now, obviously, if they're coming to me, they probably didn't find it that well. So it's a selection bias. But I haven't heard many good things about Love Systems. But dude, that guy Cajun, when I saw him, I was like, dude, this guy's a good game. Like he seems very grounded. He created like he said a DHV at one point. I remember listening to it. He led the interaction forward. Always these shows are bullshit because you just need like number close in 3 seconds or something, so it's hard to see much of it. But at least, like, yeah, his cadence seems super ground. I was like, damn, this guy seems like he knows what's up. But that was probably like 8 years ago or something. I saw that. So.
Yeah, because the VIP, I think it was like, I don't know when, 2010 or something like this. Yeah, it was lay number 130. He writes, I think. Yeah.
Ah, nice.
When are we getting more UMP live streams?
Bro, I'm live right now. Soon. I've this year, as I mentioned, well, this next 6 months is we're gonna push some more YouTube content. I did my first YouTube video in the last year, so that's just out. But there's going to be a huge shift towards what we were talking about earlier, which is targeting some mainstream, getting some more content out there. In honor of Steph, we're going to do some Cope live stream. Okay, we're gonna figure out what the men are struggling with. All right, we're going to do all that, and we're going to start doing some more live streams too. I'm just super busy right now with coaching and sorting out all our back end shit. But once that's done in the next few weeks, prepare. Okay, there's going to be more live streams that you can deal with a young villain. All right.
Yeah, I'm still trying to catch up with Alex, man. Finally, but he said he's moving now, or he moved.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's pretty busy. Yeah.
Can watch Kiss the VIP be beneficial or education on learning game? It's more like entertaining, I would say. Maybe you can only watch like Derek Cage and that's it. But I think one of his openers was like this drug dealer opening, which was very famous back in the days as well. You know, hey, am I look like a drug dealer because I was approached by, I don't know, blah blah.
Yeah,
this kind of, yeah. I think he used it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's bringing back memories. It's been a long time. All I really remember, to be honest, is like, damn, this guy seems all right. It was a while ago, but yeah, I Keys to the VIP. Most of it was just randoms, like asking for numbers. So it's probably not
some random
the
chats
best
as well, like
can,
many.
Yeah, you're better off just going through our channels, to be honest.
Yeah. What's up, Mark?
What's up, Marks? How we doing?
If you day game a 2-side, would you recommend try to pull both for a 3-sum, or should I say pick one? Like while being on the day game, like it depends how receptive they are, you know. But usually, yeah, it depends on the constellation as well. Like you have to figure out. Most of the time, during day game it's a bit more difficult than during night game. During night game it's a lot easier. During day game, the more who's more receptive and better looking, of course, I would go with that one.
Like, yeah, I mean, why stop there, bro? If you already got 2 goals, like bring in another 3 goals, have like a 6-sum or something, bros. Yeah, I mean, I agree. Obviously, like I have an infield where I do pull a 3-sum in night game with 2 goals that I opened. One wasn't the most attractive goal in the world, but yeah, it's like it's possible. It's just it's so much more difficult. Holy fuck! Even more difficult. I think it's actually easier to like have 1 goal in the club and then try find a third than it is to randomly try 2 friends that are willing to have a 3-sum. Like it's difficult because usually like a lot of the ejections, like I'm worried it's going to change our relationship. And like I remember a time where I think I was in like Barcelona or something, and yeah, half the time was basically canceling the goals is why it's okay to do this and they'll still be good friends afterwards and it's not going to ruin their friendship. Like you're infinitely better off just picking 1 goal, making it very clear that's who you're going for, and then figuring out what to do with the other one, whether you just wait till the club closes, whether you find her another guy, whether she's happy to go home, or if it's day game, like are they about to go home now? Like can that second goal leave? But yeah, like going for the 3-sum, only do it if you're willing to have a very like high risk, high reward situation.
Scott is out for the contest. Florida, you worked late. Is that Markus? Yeah. Okay, man.
You're his dad?
Yeah.
What's up,
yeah,
bro?
Yeah.
Let's get Mr. Harris on. I'm sure he's got some game.
No, really, he was asking some game questions last time.
Yeah, bro. Yes. All right, Mr. Harris is joining our next live.
Yeah, Scott actually wanted to bring his dad up in the next live stream.
Oh fuck, let's do it, man. Yeah, we'll do a dad live. We all bring our dads on. That's what we'll do.
You guys have really good pace of speaking and vocal projection. Any tips? The tip I can give you, what I give my students always, what I used to do myself. I know it sounds stupid, but talk in front of the mirror. You know, like talking in front of the mirror. You can record yourself if you like as well, and there you can practice. What I used to do is like having like stacks of multiple cards. Let's say the most the topics usually you're getting from girls. Let's say, I don't know, what they're working, for example, nurse, teacher, where they've been on a holiday, like Italy, whatever, you know, which is like the things I got the most, you know. And then like standing in front of the mirror and talk, let's say 1 minute only about the topic, kind of nonstop, or start with like 30 seconds, then 1 minute talk about that topic nonstop. Then like without like ignore your tonality, ignore your body language. Then afterwards you can switch up. You can say, okay, I bring in my tonality, try to get better. How does it sound with a better tonality? And then I bring in my body language. And when I have like all 3 done, then I try to bring in to simulate a club environment, like turn on some loud music in the background, some disturbing music, which is actually not at all my type. And then when I can master still all those, then I know I'm good. Like this is how I used to do it. Nice. But it takes many months actually. So it's nothing you can fix like this.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I think like, yeah, recording yourself practicing is like the biggest thing you can fucking do, and like practice all the time, dude. If you're at work and someone asks you like, "How was your weekend?" Don't just say good. Like, be like,
Yeah.
"Okay, you ready for this? Let me tell you about my weekend." All right, and then practice. The other thing is, I have a video with like a vocal coach on my channel where I talk about this a little bit. But yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure like any coach you get in this space, well, I shouldn't say that. Any good coach you get in this space can probably help you with your tonality and your projection as well. But yeah, simple voice recording will be helpful too.
Yeah. Voice recording and as well, of course. I used to watch movies. I started with movies actually, like typical, I don't know, Meet Joe Black, for example, with Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt this time, not Brad Pitt. Then Johnny Depp in Don Juan de Marco. Yes, this typical like Hollywood like seducers, like, you know, Brad Pitt, Johnny Depp. Who else? Yeah, that was it. Maybe some other guy. And then I was like mimicking their facial expressions or their tonality or how they behave, stuff like that. Because I was lacking myself like male role models, kind of, you know. So I was holding myself onto like movies, sometimes even imitated lines and stuff like that, which was really weird. But this is how I did it back in the days. And I'm trying to figure out what your maybe your difficulties are. You know, for disadvantages for me, I'm speaking too fast, but sometimes I want to bring out as much as possible to give you as much content as possible. I'm speaking fast on like purpose, but I know how to do it. For example, on a date, you know, I'm slowing down my pace, having more pauses in between, etc., etc. That's why Mark sounds so seductive.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, yeah, I completely agree with that.
What do you guys do when you feel out of state in the club or when approaching? Don't do push-ups, man. Don't do this weird RSD shit.
That's so funny. Yeah, if you feel out of state, like it's important to know why. Like, so okay, let's start even before that. Understand what state is for you. I feel like some guys set an unreasonable expectation. Like you shouldn't be in state every single time you're out or some bullshit. Like it's just there's something I didn't even think about. Like if it happens and you happen to be in like this flow state, then awesome. But it shouldn't be like your expectation. So that's number one. Then number two, when you get into the club, if you're feeling like really down, and you feel like you're not able to do what you need to do, whether that's approach or you're speaking with a good tonality or whatever it might be, is just take a second, just check in with your body and just ask yourself, like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it's probably going to be some negative thoughts that are coming up or a belief that's coming up, maybe some nervous tension in your body. So just take a second, breathe, let the nervous tension kind of dissipate. You could do a body scan. If you don't know what it is, just YouTube it. And then just ask yourself, like, what are my thoughts? If your thoughts are, I think I fucking suck and this is never going to work and I'm horrible and blah, again, just address those thoughts. Like, is this true? Right? Am I horrible and never going to meet another woman in my entire life? Well, no, probably not, right? You're at a club last week, you thought this before, you're able to go open, it went okay. Some of your opens, right, they're working, some aren't, that's fine. So tonight, I'll just do 5 opens and some of those are going to work and some aren't, and I'll work on it and I'll get better. And usually just like with this retraining of your thoughts, the retraining of like how your body feels in the moment, then you can usually feel like you're in a better mood or get into like a better state. And then as you get more success, that increases and increases. But yeah, number one, don't worry about getting in state. Number two, yeah, address your feelings and thoughts.
I mean, this was a thing, like, I think RSD advocated, you know, like this being like this hyped boy or this clown, you know, like, oh, good state and being this, yeah, I don't know, like entertainer kind of, you know, and you have to get into this kind of state by like you have to push yourself by all means to be in that. It's not true. You don't have to be like in this, oh, everything is good, everything is so, I'm so happy, whatever state, if you don't feel it, you know, and what does it mean being in state? Like it starts usually not in the club itself, but already at home, you know, listening to some music you like, and push yourself kind of, maybe go out with your guys. And as you said, like, don't have that high of expectations, because the higher expectations you have, the bigger you can fall. You know, and the best nights I had were like where I had no expectations at all. And but also don't do the mistakes. I feel like when we speak about like state, is the guys doing their warm-up sessions. No, I have to get back in state. Now let's approach some fat girls so I can feel better about myself. Because with the fat girls and the ugly girls, they tend to give the less rejections, because anyway nobody approaches them. That's their thought. But then if you face, of course, more and more rejections, even from those girls, then you're really destroyed. I've seen it with guys in clubs. I don't know about your experience.
Yeah,
with
I
this.
think it's like I don't mind guys like slowly exposing themselves to things. So like it might just be visualization, right? You get to the club, you're feeling a bit nervous, just pitch yourself going to like say hi to someone. I wouldn't like go hit on a like faculty, but you could go chat to people, right? Like I always start with just chatting to the security guard, right? He's not going to reject me. I'm not going to feel bad. But it just gets me like talking, and it gets me like in a talkative mood, positive mood. And then, yeah, I might go chat to like a group of girls that I'm not interested in, but I'll just have a friendly conversation. Now, just keep in mind that that's me, right? There's some guys out there that get super drained from any conversation. So if I have like an introverted student that gets drained real quick, I'm probably not going to send him out to do like 20 opens of people he's not interested in, because by the time he gets back, he's like, bro, I need to go home. I'm done. In that case, yeah, it might be a little bit more selective. So you just need to figure out what works for you. Like if it works for you, do it. If it doesn't, figure out something else. Yeah.
And then kind of build yourself a home base. This is what if you don't have friends, if you go out alone, like befriend some people, and you always have them later on. Afterwards you can do your own stuff, and you always can go back and to get kind of this emotional pump back, from your home base. This is what I used to do, and
yeah, 100%. If you're out by yourself, that's the best advice. Is just have someone you can go back to. Yeah.
Do you recommend like qualify a girl by getting her talk about her lack of multiple orgasms and her sexual fantasy and fill that need for her, or would you pull and escalate, aiming for the close? This is something you teach, right? You guys like with,
I would always, if it's me, sexy ALN is, I would try to build up as much desire, attraction, and get this goal chasey as much as possible before I go for any pull or any escalation. Like that's typically my goal. So if you can do it through building up like sexual authority, if you can do it talking about like the potential amazing experience she could have, if you could do it about like her investing and talking about her sexual fantasies, if you can do that, it's always going to be like 10 times better. And the pull and escalation now is going to be easy. So it just depends though what level of game you're at, right? If you're able to do that, you're advanced, do it. Now, if you're not, and someone else is kind of looking at this or reading this, then you're going to have to learn to do this. It's going to be like a process of practicing and learning it. And so, yeah, if you don't know how to do it, I can understand why you just go for the pull or escalate or whatever you might want to do.
I think it depends as well on your character, which type of guy you are at the end of the day somehow.
Yeah, of course. I mean, there's other ways to build attraction, right? The point is you need to build attraction and desire before you pull. What I would do is lean on sexual authority. But I mean, if I had some other way to build attraction that was easier, if I was a famous DJ or some shit, then yeah, I'd probably rely on that or rely on something else. Or yeah, but you just got to build attraction.
Scotty's dad. 75. I'm looking for a good day game.
Damn, let's go. Let's go.
Shout out to Scotty's dad, man.
Bro, we got to get him on. That's awesome.
Yeah. What's the video with a vocal coach?
Oh fuck, I don't know, bro. I haven't made a video in a year. I just told you that. Let me look and I'll find it for you. We can keep going while I find it.
Yeah. Next question would be drop the booty massage routine. This is as well something you guys teach. I've never done this.
Okay, who asked what's the video? You lazy motherfucker. All right, I literally typed in vocal coach ultimate male projects as the first thing that comes up. It's called how to create a confident, attractive voice instantly, featuring vocal coach. I also have be confident and oh no, yeah, that's the one. Can you drop the no? I cannot drop the booty massage routine. Okay, it's a big secret. If you join my mastermind, it's in there.
Yeah.
I mean, the booty massage routine is essentially just I don't know what he's asking for exactly, but it's the way we teach to escalate. When you're back at your place, I often rely on like a massage instead of a make out or something. And we also have a way we talk about that in text, but I mean, it's super long. We're not going to cover it here.
Tell a story from one of your night game sessions.
Oh, man.
Wow. There are many. Just think about a good one.
Bro, I feel like I get this asked so many times on streams that I'm trying to think of a new one each time.
The more you had, the more difficult it is somehow, right? Like,
yeah. This is why the question, what's the craziest thing you've ever done, when you ask it to a girl, she'll often not comply because it's just hard to think of one. Just the first one that comes to mind. Dude, I'll tell you this one story. I'll give you a chance to think about yours, but
I think I have one now, yeah.
Oh, go for it. You go first. Then I'll have more chance to think about mine.
Yeah, one was just the first that comes to mind because it's under pressure. Yeah, in the club, a sister and her, two sisters. Me and my friend. She was from Iran. She was married. She was a doctor. But like I opened with like, which kind of drinks do you have? Whatever, I'm always like very indirect situational openers, very laid back, smooth. We bounced to another bar because I wanted, not because isolating and shit like that, you don't have to do it. And then it was like logistics were really shit because she's sleeping at her sister and the uncle or something, their place, because sister was living there. And at the end, I just toilet pool, like the sister was so controlling, like she was like, what are you doing, like things like this. So there was no possibility to pull this girl like farther than 3 meters. Even when I tried to isolate to the bar, like she was onto it. It's like, hey, you know what, we're just gonna have a drink, we are coming back in 5 minutes, and I told my friend to just take the situation like a bit, I don't know, do something with her, and went like pull to the toilet. And she told me she didn't have like sex for, like in 2 years with her husband, stuff like that.
Oh shit! Damn.
Yeah, but this was just a normal pool, like nothing spectacular.
Girls are crazy, bro.
The Persian girls are really they're really like psychos when it comes, like, really, I swear, they're texting like fucking big brick of text, like they're really psychos when it comes. Yeah, insane.
Yeah.
What was yours?
Yeah, what was hardest pull, most memorable? Okay, I was gonna tell a story about how I met one of my close friends because like we shared this goal. But anyway, I'll think about my hardest pull. The hardest pull I've ever had was at the time probably the hottest goal I've ever pulled. And I actually wrote I called it like a reverse lay report. So this was years ago, but do you know how usually I write like lay reports, and it became very like, I'm sick of writing these. So I wrote one from the woman's point of view. So I basically like asked her a bunch of questions. We actually have one where we got the girl to write it, but this one I just asked her. I was like, okay, like, how'd you feel here? How'd you feel there? What about this? Like, and dude, this girl, I went up to her and tried opening, and I forget what I said, but she was like, I'm married, right? She had a ring. She's like, I'm married. And I was like, fuck, okay. I was like, damn. So then I had a girl with me at the club, like someone that was kind of like fuck buddies or seeing. So then I grabbed her, and at the time I was like, fuck you for rejecting me, right? I fucking barely said a word. You gave me I'm married bullshit. So out of spite, I was like, fuck you. So I got this hot girl that I was with. I got her on my arm. I walked back over to her later, and I looked at her and I'm like, yeah, look, I've got a girl too. Like, it was just like fucking spiteful shit. And then so I tried talking to her again. She's like, I told you I'm married. And I'm like, yeah, I'm with a girl. Like, what the fuck? She's like, I don't care. I'm married. I was like, Jesus Christ. So I think at another point during that night, I tried reopening for like the 3rd time, and it just didn't work. And then the next week, I see her at the exact same fucking club. And I was like, okay, dude, this girl, you got to understand, she's really hot. And I'm like, dude, I got to get the fuck back in here. I think Scotty's. What's up, Scotty?
What's up, boys? What's up? My bad, yo. The alarm did not come off.
Nah, you're all right, bro. You're all right. You had a big night.
Yeah, I was working late last night.
Oh, fair, man. Fair.
You jumped in at the perfect time, man. It's about the hardest and most memorable pulls.
Yeah. So
all I heard was something about a toilet. I was trying to pay attention, but
So I meet this girl the next week, and I go over a try open. She's with a friend, so I start talking to a friend, and then I think I said to her, I was like, I remember you from last week, which wasn't the best thing to say, but she's like, I have no idea who you are, and I was like, fuck me. Then I see her again later. I opened this girl like 5 or 6 times. It was fucking crazy. And then I see her again. She's like, I'm looking for my friend. I go find a friend, and then I try to like negatively push her away or some shit. I was like, look, you don't have any friends because no one likes you or some bullshit. I don't know what I said back then. And I was trying to be playful with her, and it worked a little bit, but set just kind of died. End of the night, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to risk it. I'm just going to go. I go back in. I start talking to her again. It's going well. And then I said to her something like, have you found a guy tonight? Right? Because she didn't give me the same bullshit like I'm married. And she's like, no. And I'm like, I've got the fucking perfect guy for you. I grab her by the wrist. I take her around the corner. And then she's like, who? And I pin her up against the wall. And I say, me. And as I've got like my hand around her, I start making out with her. You can tell this is a long time ago since I don't really make out anymore. And then I said, I'm taking you home right now. She's like, okay. And I was like, no, this is where I'm meant to get an objection, or she's meant to. And I was like, okay. She's like, yep. I just take her and I start walking out of the club, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this is too easy. This girl, like, it's too hot. What the fuck is going on? And went home, had an incredible time. I found out later she did actually have a boyfriend back in like Switzerland or some shit, but we ended up dating for a while. And that just taught me from that moment on, I'm like, I'm not giving up on a fucking open. Like, if I open and it doesn't go that well, if she's hot enough, I'm gonna reopen that fucking girl. And this has happened like time and time again, where the initial response just isn't great. But if you're willing to like go in and try change something, like, you know, one time at a girl mom or some bullshit, you can change your perception and you can make it work. So that was probably my most grueling pull in terms of how many times I had to fucking go open.
I think I have another one with the hardest have been like Ukrainian girl, like once, many years ago, before the war, way before war. She was visiting the city with her whole family. They went into a bar and then afterwards to a club. I numbered closer before the club because I had no money. I had not even $15 to pay the entrance. So I was like, hey, it's better here. Trust me, this is a shitty club. Come, like, let's do something. No, my family wants to go there, blah, blah. I said, give me your number quickly. But I saw like the family, like especially the uncle was so protective. Like I had to number close at the right moment. Then she goes into the club. I'm writing her like, come out stuff, like let's do something. She comes out like 5 minutes later. I'm waiting in front of the club. We make out. I pull her to the park, and I'm fucking her there. And suddenly she gets like multiple calls and texts. And she was like, my uncle wants to beat you up. Like he's looking for me. And Jesus. You know, like Eastern Europe, you don't fuck around. Like
yeah, he's gonna kill you, bro. Legit.
This was one good story. Another one.
You love the public pulls, eh? This guy doesn't like a bed. He's like,
I had no logistics back then.
mattress.
I had no logistics. Yeah, my logistics were 2 hours away. My mother never would have let me pull in our place.
Damn.
When I came home often, I on a weekend, you know, I in front of my door, like I just wrote laid or pulled, and so my brother doesn't disturb me. It doesn't come into my room or my mother, you know. It was just a statement every time.
Let's go.
I had no logistics, so always my logistics were 2 hours away in another city.
Yeah, that's tough.
This is why Pat always shits on me when I say logistics. Because it's like, you can do it anywhere, man. Yeah.
You just need a gutter. You know what I mean? Like, what are you complaining about?
Construction buildings, a broken
churches. Yeah.
No, church not. But once I had a religion teacher. She had a boyfriend. That was one of the hardest, I think. Yeah, for sure.
Bro.
That.
Right,
and one of the most memorable ones was American. American girl as well. American girl, like number close to her. The friends were like pulling her away, fucking cock blocking, like 6 friends. Number close at right in time. I just wrote her, roses are red, violets are blue. Let's have a drink. What about you, or something? She writes me back a couple minutes later. Roses are red, violets are blue. I wanna fuck you. It was like, what the fuck? Like, okay, shoot me your location. She sent me the location. I'm coming over. Of course, because I'm a nice guy, I came over with a friend, you know. He said, okay, She was like, "Who is this?" I said, "Oh, just a friend. He just makes sure everything is like safe, you know, with me." And then after I was done, I said to the friend, "Hey, you can have her as well."
That's a friendship right there. My man's a giver. Damn.
Do you think online dating has inflated the numbers a little bit? Like, I feel like even so, a lot of these were online polls, just boom, boom, boom. The girl just comes over, right? I think it's inflated the numbers quite a bit.
What do you mean by inflated the numbers?
Like
the amount of...
just like, yeah, polls, like easy, quick polls. Sometimes to me, it feels like a one notch above an escort. Like, it all works out perfectly. It's like, oh my God, this girl just came over and just fucked, and it was like so easy.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seemed like very little work or blood, sweat, and tears were put into it. I don't know. When it really pans out, and you're just like, damn, this girl just came over. I didn't do shit. We had a couple exchanges back and forth, and we just fucked, and that was it. She went home, and I never heard from her again. Like, it's crazy. Just, I don't know. It's a different world. With
it doesn't feel as satisfying.
Yeah,
it doesn't feel as satisfying. Boys, I'm gonna tag out. Glad Scotty came.
Yeah.
I got to move in like 5.5 hours, so I'm gonna try to get some sleep and then get going. So appreciate you for having me on, man.
Yeah, sure, man.
Yeah, man. Good seeing you, Markus.
Good to see you too, bro. I'll see you too. All right.
Cheers, man. Bye.
Later.
Okay, we can stay here a little bit.
Yeah, let's stay for a little bit. My bad, bro. Make up for it.
I was like, some girl, I don't know, pulled you and turned off your phone. What happened? Like,
I wish. I was just working. I overslept. My alarm didn't go off.
What are your best first date ideas? If she doesn't drink, you can't bring her straight to your place. Go to a bar. Like, this is the only thing. Like, I'm not drinking myself. Like, don't make up something like, I don't know. I hear many coaches say, like, I don't know, go for ice skating or take, I don't know, hiking, whatever shit, and big things like this, or go to the adventure park, whatever. No, just go to a bar and that's it.
Yeah, yeah. I do kava bars a lot. The funny thing is, lately, I've had 2 girls retract on the idea of kava bars, and they're like, no, you have to, I want to do dinner dates. Could we go to sushi? And they try to get dinner dates out of me, and I refused. And I'm like, no, I didn't refuse. I said it nicely. I'm like, I prefer to do drinks over dinner for first dates. And she's like, oh, that's a red flag. Have a good, wish you the best of luck. So they showed their true colors. It's a good way of screening too. Some girls will try to get dinner dates out of you.
Yeah. If she really how do you say, the word starts with P in English now, if she really pushes for a dinner date by any means, then she just wants to have a free dinner. Don't give it to her, man.
Yeah.
Nothing is going to happen. The problem is, like, going on dinner dates, you usually like set on the opposite side of the table, which makes for beginners it's very difficult to create any like physical escalation and sexual tension in general. Like, of course, you have to rely more on your tonality, on your words, but it's very difficult. If you're missing, for example, the touching part. And the same goes for like adventurous things like ice skating. Adventure sounds maybe cool for beginners who like, okay, I want to take less pressure off myself and the girl, but it makes it so damn hard to build any sexual tension when you're both like ice skating, for example. Like, she's more concentrated on the ice skating itself, and you as well on the activity, to create any sort of sexual tension, especially when it's like crowded and the environment is not really fitting.
Yeah. Who says ice skating? Is that some mystery technique or something like that? I've never heard of that.
Somebody said it. I don't know who said it, but somebody came up with this once.
But it's that whole aspect of the physical touch, and it's all that stuff. But it's also, she's setting the tone. Like, because first it was funny. She was like, do you have any ideas where are we going tonight? I'm like, yeah, I have a place in mind. You'll like it. It's really cool. It's a kava bar. Blah blah blah. Oh, I never heard of that. Then she's like, I was thinking of this, and she really wanted to set the tone the whole time. Like, let's go to the sushi and have dinner, blah, blah, blah. And this girl I thought was really attractive, but she's like, I'm not doing that. I'm like, sorry, I'm not doing it. She's like, this is a big red flag. You know what I mean? So she wanted dinner dates. She wanted to control the entire frame.
Yeah. Yeah, don't do this shit, man. Like especially like if girls are disrespecting you. Like I had one guy told me he was on a date as well with a girl, and suddenly she just left in the middle of the date, and he had to pay like the whole bill. Like,
Yeah.
don't do this shit, man. Markus' style of game is more sexual and talking about more sexual topics, fantasies, while Paul Jenkins advocates for being less sexual, and he turns sexual back at the place. What do you think? It can work both ways, man. You don't have to. I'm not the type of guy either to talk about their like too much about like their sexual fantasies and missed orgasms and shit like that. It always depends as well on the girl, which but as well, of course, your character, your style of game, both can work.
Yeah, I can't. I don't think it's one or the other.
At the end of the day, what you should do at the end of the day, so it works at the end of the day for now for either if you do like more Paul Jenkins game or Markus game, you have to build enough sexual tension, you have to build enough compliance for her to do this with you, you know. And that's what I'm saying often. Like when it comes to pulling, there are two ways of doing it. I just recorded a video, by the way, for it. Seating the pull the old school way, you know. RSD's way of like seating the pull, mention, I don't know, a hobby or activity. For example, Scotty says, hey, check out my, I don't know, my guitar back at home, back in my place. And then when you have the girl there, you basically just pull her home with the excuse of your guitar, like with an activity excuse. But then the problem with many guys, as they didn't create any sexual tension, as it didn't really build up any attraction, is that the girl only comes with them because of the guitar, and they cannot push it further. And
yeah, they think that these are like little cheat codes that are just going to get them laid, but like
then you get last minute resistance.
Yeah, don't lose sight of the goal itself. Sometimes you could bypass a lot of this stuff, but guys are unwilling to take the social risk to begin with, and that's telling you a lot more you need to know than why it didn't go down in the beginning. You know what I mean?
You know about Patrice O'Neill, the comedian who died.
I keep hearing his name. Yeah, dude. I don't really.
I think I mentioned it last time.
Yeah, I don't. Someone said he's the real godfather of the red pill or something like that.
I don't know. As I said, I never really watched. I know that he's a comedian, a black comedian. He died. I don't even know.
Oh, he's a black guy. Okay.
Yeah. But what else? Yeah, I mean, Scotty, you can talk about like Paul. You're gonna have a Paul Jenkins interview, right? Thursday.
Oh yeah, tomorrow. Oh wait. Excuse me. What is today? Tuesday. Yeah. So Thursday actually. That should be good. Yeah.
Will it be live or you pre-record?
I guess pre-record. I'm thinking, man.
Yeah.
So we don't have to deal with these ridiculous questions. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
By the way, guys, Scotty gonna have as well a real life mobster as well interviewing.
Yeah,
week, right?
Yeah. I'll post it in my comments. I'll have him do. Hopefully he puts it on his IG so that people show up. Actually, not that people show up. It's because I'm thinking about pre-recording it too. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna go live, but yeah, I'm excited for that one too, man. A lot of good things. A lot of good things.
Yeah, my favorite thing about Scotty is his ability to stay grounded and unreactive.
Appreciate it.
Make it a live stream, please.
Which one? Both? Yeah, maybe I'll do one. Maybe out of two of them, since I have two. Maybe I will do the Paul Janka live stream, bro. Did you Pat? You guys went live, right? Or no?
No, we didn't went live. I thought we were live, but I didn't want to go live anyway. Yeah, because I had like certain questions. I didn't want to get distracted. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna hold. I don't know. Like, I don't see the purpose in live Young Villain. Yeah, I don't know.
Because I really want to keep it. I didn't want to keep it like. I really want to. Had this time frame of like 30 minutes and didn't want to do over. So
I feel like lives are good for people that you've gone on with a bunch of times.
Yeah, like Markus, it's like talking to friends.
Yeah, exactly.
It would be like, I don't know, any other guy. It's a bit like, I don't know. By the way, guys, I'm gonna have
like we have no rapport yet. Like, you know what I mean? I want to build up some rapport with these guys.
Yeah. By the way, guys, I'm gonna have JMO like John Anthony live. I don't know when.
Nice,
maybe with you. I'm I will ask him if he's down. But
I'd
he's
be
down with me to do one.
I'd be
So, yeah,
down to do
would
it,
be
man.
cool, man. Yeah. Scotty, can you please ask him about his game system, like when he wasn't married? I think referring to Paul Janka, yeah.
Yeah, I'll ask him that.
Yeah. Your topic goes more into the like day game situations, right? Whole approach in
Yeah,
general.
day game stuff is good.
Yeah. Okay.
I never come prepared with these things, man. I have to like be a little bit more prepared. Yeah, for sure. I just want to like talk to him. Honestly, I don't know. I just want to see where it goes. Maybe he'll ask some cool questions too.
Yeah, it's gonna be dope, man.
Because at the end, I feel like at the end of your Paul Janka thing, he wanted more information out of like your story or something, and you're like, it was like 2 minutes. You told him real briefly, and then the interview is over. He probably would have. I think he probably would have went back and forth with you a little bit, like about like what just your game and shit like that. But that would have been fun.
Yeah, maybe for another video, but
yeah, he probably wants to know like what years and stuff I was doing New York City gay game and all that shit, and how I want to know like what he thinks about how he would navigate it almost today, compared to back then. Was he probably wasn't doing any online dating at all. I doubt it.
Yeah.
So all of his 250 pulls came from day game cold approach. I'm gonna ask him where did the majority of his pulls come from.
I think he did like day game mostly only. I think
only day game, right? Yeah. That's impressive, man.
Although maybe I'm wrong, because I've seen some pictures with him like in clubs and stuff with girls on Google. So I don't relate the ratio, but yeah.
Or what I like to call twilight game. You know what I mean? Like the transition from day to night, where it's still day game, but it's kind of night game. You know what I mean? The in between.
Game, like, yeah.
Because he was even like when he was doing that Dr. Phil thing, and he was helping that Indian guy out. Have you ever seen that? Where he's coaching the Indian student?
No.
In a club. So he seems to know how to navigate his way around a club pretty good. So probably could do some bars, lounges, clubs, because that's what he was doing. On the Dr. Phil episode, they took some Indian like virgin, right? And he had him mic'd up, and he was coaching him through, sets and stuff like that in a bar. So I'm sure he's got some bar pulls. I'm pretty sure he has some bar pulls. But
Scotty, you're the master of car pulls. We have a question for you here.
What does he say here? I can't read this shit.
What activity or type of date should I take the girl on before initiate? I think the guy doesn't have logistics, so the carpooling is the only thing.
What type of date should I take the girl on before I initiate?
Bar date, but
yeah, it doesn't matter, bro. I take her to a bar. If I'm assuming Kava bars are not big. Kava bars are really big in Florida. There's like 190 of them. 190 Kava bars. They're even better than regular bars, I think. But yeah.
I mean, the thing was, maybe you're asking is should the car be like next to the bar or how far away, things like this, or the type of bar. If it's in an area which is, of course, how do you say, with very much like traffic, you cannot really pull in the car. So you have to be. I don't know where you're located at. Which kind of city is it? Is it a village? Is it a city? Is it a big city? Where? It also always depends. But I used to.
It's because you got it, Youngville, and you got to think of it like you have to be really comfortable with doing it, and so therefore she'll be comfortable with doing it. You know what I mean? Because a lot of my car pulls, the girl, it was there wasn't tons of people around. The car was off to the side, shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, just make sure the car is kind of not off the beaten path a little bit, but not in the smack in the middle of tons of traffic and people walking around. You know what I mean? It's got to be somewhat private, and then she'll do it.
Yeah, I did it once. People were passing by, and it was like, but the windows were dark. So, but yeah,
bro, I blew man, I'll never forget. Recently, it's funny, you guys like, dude. I got to sit down and like go through some of my old stuff. You guys were bringing up some old stories and stuff, but one of my more recent ones, I blew a car pull, and it was, we were in the back seat. She's like, all right, blah, blah, blah. I'm on my way of sticking it in her. And she's like, my boss is driving by. My boss is driving by. I can't do it. I can't do it. So it actually, it cost me the fact that it wasn't secluded enough. If we were in a more private parked, I would have got that one. So yeah, she got too nervous that her boss was driving by. Oh, that's my boss driving by. I'm like, no. She's like, yeah, it is. Like, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
We were like an inch away from doing it, man. So it could cost you, bro. Yeah, definitely do it off the try to park far away or a place that's kind of private.
Yeah, your dad, Scotty.
Hey, Dad. How you doing, buddy? I thought Scotty everything he knows. Yeah. Oh, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He taught me a lot. My dad taught me a lot.
Bring him on the live stream next time.
Yeah. I'll have him on for sure. Yeah, he did teach me everything, man. Well, no, he didn't, but he taught me a lot.
I'm studying Paul's program Beyond Digits for the past year. Best program after Pin by Julian. Beyond the Digits, I think I had. No, it was something else. Attraction Formula, I think. Yeah, this red PDF, like a book.
Yo, young villain, stick to somebody you like, and just do one person. I hear you. I never met you. I don't know, but like you seem like you jump around to a lot of different people, and you try this guy's program, that guy. Because you know what that does? I've always thought exactly the reason I never did that was because the way you're talking. Oh, this guy's game versus that guy game, but he's advocating this and that guy's advocating that. All it's doing is making you more confused. You know what I mean? Not to say that you have to believe in somebody as if they're legit, as long as you know they're legit, and then just stick with somebody's thing, man. Don't jump from guy to guy. I always thought that just makes things more confusing sometimes, you know?
Yeah, I was like this as well. I jumped from document to document, like PDF documents I could download on the internet or forums back in the days. I heard that, this and that. But then at the end of the day, you have to try to figure out yourself, and what fits to your style, what fits to your personality, what resonates with you the most, and the best.
Yeah, exactly.
No, don't try to imitate. I always say to guys, don't try to imitate me. Don't try to imitate anyone else. Try to be yourself at this process. Of course, at the beginning, you need kind of a role model. You have to kind of imitate.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, but in the beginning, but then it's try to make the shift as soon as possible to find your own way.
Exactly, yeah.
And I remember back in the RSD days, especially, like people came to me, "Hey, Pat, is your game more like RSD Julian or RSD Max and stuff like that?" And it's like, no, I don't know, man. It's like my own game.
Yeah, exactly, like bro. Exactly. I had to listen at the beginning, real quick. I trusted in Brad P. I trusted in his program. I saw that the guys were getting laid, so that I had enough trust in these guys that they gave me permission to be myself. I didn't even imitate Brad P's game, really, honestly. I just knew he was getting laid, and I seen him get laid, and I trusted it. Two of his coaches were really pretty good. They had a more direct style, but I didn't steal any of their like exact style, to be honest with you. I had my own style, and he was cool with it, Brad. He liked it. He liked that style. That's why I thought he was a good coach. He didn't try to make me into something I wasn't. He never told me, Brian, do horse girl, or Brian, do this line or do that. Never. He would make some adjustments here and there, but not much.
Yeah, because Markus asked me as well, what did I learn from Brad P and or the guy asked me that. Yeah, Markus as well. I would say at the beginning, it depends, of course, on your journey. For me, it was like openers. It was a big part, of course, for every beginner. First thing you put aside everything, but the main focus for you is like opener. And for me, I learned, I think, the best system from Brad P. But the best system was basically learning his openers and then writing down my own versions, kind of.
Yeah.
I was sitting there with a pen and paper and wrote down. Okay, I tried to create my own shocker. He used to call it shocker.
Shocker.
Emotional spikes basically already with the opener. And this helped me the most, I created my own kind of openers. And where this was something I could memorize because it came from me. It was as well authentic. On the other hand, it didn't feel like I'm trying to be somebody else. I'm not. And many guys have these problems, with these canned openers and lines on the internet. It feels that they are not, and the girls can smell it,
No, Brad very much was a smart guy, and he was an advocate of really coming up with your own style. Yeah. Doing he was an innovator, he never really was big into just copy me, do it my way. He was into customizing. He was really big into like sexy stereotyping. He had a whole section on that and building an identity. You know what I mean? Building your own identity.
Yeah.
Which is why I respected him.
This niche maxing you talked about yesterday when we had the chat.
Niche maxing. Yeah, he was really big into that. Honestly, the biggest thing I learned from these guys is that beyond just a technique and a thing, it was the fact that, wow, this exists. I think my mind was so blown away that this whole thing even existed, that there was dudes out there fucking, getting laid off cold approach, getting bar pulls. I'm like, I think that just opened up my paradigm, right, of what was possible. I have a complete paradigm shift that like, this shit is possible. I can't believe I could do this. You know what I mean? It was the permission to go just even take a shot, shoot your shot.
Yeah, I'm curious about that question myself. Did Brad Pitt always dress like a rock star? Because there is like one famous picture of him only, like where his face is revealed, a very old one.
Yeah, he was always dressed like. Yeah. When I first met him, bro, I was like, wow, this guy is not gonna. The funny thing is, now looking back at it, maybe I would have picked a different coat. I don't know. No, whatever. I would still, but like his look didn't go well with where I wanted to learn. You know what I mean? So going back to the niche maxing, when he first showed up, I worked with him once in LA and he took me to like a lot of his spots, but then he came to New York and I took him to all my spots. Right. And I don't know, his look didn't really, it wasn't suitable really for the spots I was taking him to. But it worked. He made it work. He was still opening. He was still good. He was still decent.
Yeah, dead right.
Scotty has to black out his windows.
Yeah.
What do you mean? What are you talking about, Dad? You want to jump on? Hop
on. Yeah. What else?
My dad's a morning person. Black out my windows. My new apartment, this apartment, dude, the window, this is the darkest apartment that I've ever had. It doesn't have windows. It doesn't even have windows. It's black as.
I didn't even know. Yeah, I didn't even know we would have that many guys on the stream with that many questions, because it's like here, it's like 1 p.m. when we started. The guys usually like middle of work, but apparently.
As soon as I jumped in, it went from like 7 to 17 people. I wonder if this is being streamed on my channel. It might be.
It streams on your channel. It shows nice. Here, but I had with Mark as well, like 17, and then
I'll do more for a while, man. I'll do it for a little bit more if you want. How long were you guys on? An hour?
1 hour and 40. I want to tune out now. I'm getting hungry, man. But
okay.
Yeah. When Scotty number closed the girl in a song, if you pay attention, you can see her thrust her privates towards him. What?
When Scotty number closed the girl in the blonde. Look. You pay attention, you can see her thrust her privates towards him. I don't remember, but yeah, probably. What text do you send girls after reaching out after a long time?
I always do like if you have built a callback humor before, something with that callback humor, you can go with a meme, you can go with a GIF, or some DHV kind of stuff, like I don't know.
Yeah.
Something you did maybe last year, being on a plane, I don't know, and just texting her, hey, I just came back from, I don't know, which country, or I'm just eating this, or you can try open loop text. If you say, okay, pictures are not for me really, and memes and stuff, like just do open loop text. Like, hey, you won't imagine what happened to me today. This one dream made me think about you, ... for example, stuff like that,
I like that one too. Honestly, the reopening, re-engaging dead leads. One just opened up the other day. It was like, can I be honest, or something like that. I did a curiosity opener, and then someone says, yes, you can. So they might get a rise out of them. You might be able to re-engage, but I don't know. I don't have too many conversions of girls that I thought were dead leads, complete dead leads. But yeah. If that's what he's talking about, like girls who he thinks are like completely dead. It says after reaching out after a long time. Yeah, those are tough, man. Those are tough to get back into it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I think I'm tuning out.
It might. Can I stay on for like 10 minutes or something? Or
yeah, sure. You can stick around. I think as well because it's on your channel too.
Yeah. I'll stick on for a little bit, bro.
Yeah.
My bad again, Pat. Yo, let's do another live soon sometime if you want. I'm
Yeah,
open.
sure, man. Sure,
I'm definitely always open to do it.
Yeah, no problem, man. As I said, I think when I tune out, you can still live stream on yours and on mine parallelly, so it's fine. Should work.
Yo, I appreciate it, Pat.
Guys,
yeah, man.
so drop as well where you're from, where you're tuning in from, because next time we might do. I wouldn't say the next same time because it's too early for you, right? But maybe something similar. Maybe,
7 o'clock is crazy for me, man.
Yeah.
Because I work nights too. I do lift late at night.
Okay. Yeah, but maybe something more convenient for you. I don't know.
This would be like I think I would have been 9's reasonable. I don't, or even 8:30. I don't know. I made it. I think last time I made 8:30 in the morning. I made it.
Yeah, thanks, man. By the way, I recorded a video on the 2 ways how to pull. Which
you did?
more in which will go more in detail. I just have to edit and all this shit. But
one of your videos did really good. That I forget which one it was. It was like about text breaking down like either one of your students getting
those
laid.
videos usually, those videos and shorts. I have like 43K, which was basically about like how to prevent like preventing losing your boner after putting on a condom and stuff. Like 3 simple tips, shit like that. Like, and this did the best actually. Yeah.
Dude, I want this guy real quick before I let you go, man. Gene Brillo. I hope he blows up into like the next Andrew Tate. You know what I mean?
Gene Brillo is the guy's name, by the way, guys.
Who?
I'm just saying it to the guys.
Oh, yeah. Spoiler alert. Yeah, fucking his name is Gene Brillo. Look him up. He's the man. Yeah. No, I don't know how to do it. All your windows are not tinted dark. What are you talking about?
It's a bad idea to have dates before 7 p.m. I mean, there are, of course, studies which show that, of course, people are more sexual towards the night. If you wanna really play it more safe, it's not really a bad idea. Every rule is there to be broken, kind of. There is nothing which is like, hey, this is set, and nothing else can be, I don't know, done out of this particular rule. But in general, towards the night, people get more horny. It's normal. But if you're up, I don't know if you have been the guy with the carpool. I think so. Then, in the middle of the day, it's a bit more difficult with the carpool.
Yeah, carpool daytimes is a little more difficult.
Yeah.
But you could do dates. I mean, don't shy away from fucking pulling girls during the daytime. If everything's lined up good, man, you could still do it.
Yeah, thanks, Scotty.
I love what Pat said. Like all these rules that people talk about are kind of meant to be broken. After all, like if your game is solid enough, you should be able to get, pulls before 7 p.m. That's a weird one, man. Yeah. You don't want to be like, oh fuck, it's 6:30. I'm not gonna be able to pull. Like the idea is to get rid of a lot of these limiting beliefs and systems, so you could just fuck on your terms. You know what I mean? When you want. If your game is good enough, bro, you could bang any time.
Okay, man. Yeah.
All right, brother. Yo, Pat, it was good seeing you, man.
Shout out to all the guys, man. I really appreciate it. Scott, you can stick with the guys.
All right.
And sending all the best, man.
Cheers. Yo, all the best, bro. Thanks, bro.